Hello guys, welcome back to the Last Adventures Writer's Tales, number 36. This is Pipeline. The protagonists end up in a supermarket, supposedly in the West Midlands. It's 1993, and the dead are walking among the aisles. Famous faces like John Lennon, James Dean, Jim Morrison, Sharon Tate, all these people who have been, either been killed or just just passed away, of course, for different reasons, of course, are here mingling in this supermarket, going for the day-to-day lives, socialising as usual, very much getting their own stuff, of course, and going out, but then coming back in. Strangely, like they come up the main door, out the electronic door, on the way out. They bought shopping, then they come back in, like as nothing's ever happened, of course, like it's been reset. Strangely. And we've also got a giant spider, like a giant house spider, just wandering around the aisles. That's security. Funny enough, someone's securing the aisles, make sure no one's shoplifting or anything else. And it's like, okay. And then we've got 6 men in white and purple robes, very smiley, very just on edge. They welcome us to Plus, that's known as. And they basically, also welcome him, but they have like some weird, strange motive, of course. The also friendly grinning and stuff like that. Sure, like that's all I think. We're the 6 managers, and we're here to help you. If you need anything, just let us know. That's the whole thing. It's like a weird cult. Then afterwards, the protagonists sort of get, they're so strange by it, and also they want to get down to what really is going on. Really, like it's sort of like we don't like this. What's going on? This is strange, and they sort of get into the weird, to the bottom of this, But also they befriend sort of the dead celebrities. These. Of course, murder victims. Of course, the murder victims. Of course, like from many centuries ago, like children have been slaughtered, very much been shot dead or whatever. Of course, they're working the hours like a child slave labor, stacking shelves, everything else. Like just doing it constantly. They do, and to put a long story short, it's revealed that they're in purgatory. It's like, are we dead? Like, it's sort of questions like, have they been killed already? Like, after one sort of adventure, of course, are they dead? Well, they're not really, of course. They somehow just ended up, in this strange place, of course. And obviously, the 6 men known as adjusters, they're known as the adjusters, are actually 6 altar boys who have been, let's just say, sexually assaulted by priests, of course, of the Catholic Church. And their main thing, of course, is to keep everyone in, of course, keep, like everyone secluded into one space, and probably just damn them for whatever, really. Just, like seeking out, they're observing them. They're observing these celebrities, of course, like seeking out the dark fantasy, secret fantasies, anything else, like, dilemmas, motions, whatever, really. Like, really taking them down and actually damn them to hell, of course. Like, really, like, are you just, because this is sort of like, where do you go before you die? Sometimes you may end up here. You're watched, you're monitored by six lads who have been, of course, have heavily done badly by the Catholic Church, and they're basically just like watching, like watching their every move, of course, but also their powers. They do. They're sort of telepathically linked. They are these 6 men, the adjusters, but also it sort of weakens the protagonists as well. Like they'll come up on like they sort of slowly getting close to collapsing, actually, because their power. There's a sort of power that sort of gets them to it and makes it, just you know, unstable for them to really manage to walk on, really. Like it's stunning them, really. It's like it's making them to really power down, of course, and maybe, you know, surrender. It feels like you know, these 6 men are very powerful in a way, of course, and, you know, they need to be stopped in one way, you know, like fined, whatever. But also, and obviously one horrible thing, of course, is like afterwards they solve, you know, a lie. You know, the famous leader, of course, says, you know, victory shall be naked, and that's when you get the horrible thing, of course, like, you know, they sort of become like they're born again, like from whenever, really. It's like they sort of become like the new people, of course. Like it's not like the new people, like it's a revision of the Garden of Eden or something like that. Again, strange, and really strange. So this story has a bit of a history as well. So this is actually another fan story that I written, and it's like part. I mentioned this a few times with a couple of stories, like it's part of the 10-part series involving the Doctor in the 1990s. So obviously, I mentioned before it's 1993, so this was meant to say 1993 in the West Midlands, in a supermarket known as Plus, which actually is the name of the supermarket that was used in the Brum episode, Brum Goes Shopping, of course. Although I think that might not have been the right supermarket, but they might have just changed it for copyright or branding, whatever, so they call it Plus. I don't know, actually, if Plus is actually an actual supermarket existed, of course, because I've never heard of it unless it's been closed down, you know, stuff like Fine Fair or something, you know. So interesting. But the original story very much differs from what this story, you know, the actual final version I've told, because it just deals with people in a supermarket being trapped by an alien creature that's stalking the vents and also the aisles as well, taking off people one by one. That was really about it, really. That was the original idea for Pipeline. It never Pipeline in particular is you know, I'm not too sure where the title really comes from, but it sort of stuck. It did for some strange reason, and then I just kept it. So that retains its own name. It does. The adjusters, they're actually based on like Doctor Who YouTubers, of course. So obviously the main leader is based on Chris Johnson, of course, who was a CBBC presenter at the time and became part of the Five Who fans, really, and so the latter period, very latter period. Obviously, the line "Richard Shall Be Naked" actually comes from the 60s fan. Oh, what was it with Mr. TARDIS, of course, William Carlisle, who's actually in this as well. So he's second man. You've also got Stuart Hardy, Stu Backfull in this, Billy Garrett John, Ronan Gronan, I think that's his pronounced name, a guy called John Smith who does some interesting expressions, and Joe from TARDIS Archives, who is now a defunct channel really at the time, really. So these 6 people are the adjusters. They're basically, again, altar boys, of course, and they basically have like powerful, like again, like a sector of cult, very much, you know, picking these people. The idea of actually doing, it's always begs me the question, like, where do you go from the afterlife? What is the afterlife? What's purgatory like? What's afterlife like? This is basically like a little interesting answer, really. Nothing else to really point out, really. Obviously 1993, I sort of stuck it there actually, like this sort of like think, you know, it's 1993, but it doesn't feel the same really. You know, it's like they're based on Purgatory is based on a supermarket in 1993 in the West Midlands. Okay, there we go. Nothing else about that really. So there you go. That's another story down the canon that's been used, but now has been reformed, of course. So Pipeline. Thank you guys for watching. As always, see you for the next video, and I'll see you later.